Hi Peaches, it's Shaaba. Welcome back to my channel and thank you for clicking on another video. Today we're coming back with a little brain fart, and specifically an LGBT plus brain fart, and specifically more to that, a bisexual LGBT plus brain fart. It's been a while since we've delved into LGBT plus topics on here, which is a bit weird. I'm sorry about that. I really wanted to answer a question today that I've seen going around online quite a lot, and that is, as a bisexual person, just in case you didn't know, can I really call myself gay? Well, I have to say I'm super ignorant about this topic, and I'm very happy for people who do this or don't do this to share their views downstairs in the comments section. Before we dive straight into it though, I'd love to give a big shout out and thank you to today's video sponsor, Pride Counselling. LGBT plus identity and identity in general can be a really tricky thing to figure out, and if you are struggling with that, Pride Counselling could be an incredibly good resource for you. Pride Counselling provides private online counselling specifically for LGBT plus cuties. I've used them regularly as a paying customer and they've really helped me out. All of the counsellors are LGBT plus friendly, which is automatically so inviting to me because it gets rid of that one horrible situation, the anxiety of having to come out, as we do all the time, and worrying that someone's going to reject you, especially someone that you're going to be so vulnerable with. The counsellors are also licensed, trained and fully accredited with at least 3 years of experience and certification from their state's professional boards. And it's also online, which means you can take it from the comfort of wherever you feel best. And because it's online, it's also more affordable. Pride Counselling for me is half the price of my previous therapy. And if you're still thinking, I'd love to, but I can't afford it, that's totally fine. Just wanted to let you know that Pride Counselling do provide financial aid that you can apply for, because no one should feel left out of having good mental health. So if you want to find out more and possibly sign up, you can take a look downstairs in the description box at my link, pridecounselling.com/Shaaba, and you'll also get 10% off your first month. Enjoy. Now back to the video. So someone asked me if as a bi person I call myself gay, and I was like, no, why would I do that? That sounds so odd. I'm not gay, I'm bi. And I don't know if it's a law of attraction thing, but ever since that happened, I keep seeing it become a conversation online. Is it acceptable? Is it a good thing to do? The first thing that came to mind for me, and why I personally don't use it, is because I consider it a very different experience. Now I need to be really careful here, because what I don't want to do, which I do often do, is erase myself and trivialize being bisexual, especially because right now I'm in a straight passing relationship, if you'd rather call it that. I am a woman with a man. We are both bi, but we also have straight passing privilege, and what that means is that I can walk out on the street holding Jamie's hand, and yeah, sure, I'm brown, he's white, and maybe people look at us, well, definitely people look at us funny for that. That's its own separate can of worms, but particularly in terms of our sexual orientation, we experience that straight passing privilege. We don't have to worry about people shouting slurs at us, or judging us differently, or thinking that we're sisters or brothers, or calling us best friends. And I am hyper aware that gay people in particular, no matter what relationship they're in, possibly have a chance to always feel that hesitation, that worry about being discriminated against if they show the slightest bit of PDA or affection to their partner in this very cis-het norm society. And that sucks, and that's the biggest thing that comes to mind when I'm like, well no, I'm not gay, because my experience is so different, and in some ways it's easier, particularly as a bisexual person in a straight passing relationship. And I would not call myself gay because that feels like I'm doing a disservice to gay people, because that's making it sound like I experience things that they don't. Having said that, I also very much appreciate that there are bi people in same gender relationships, and so I understand why you would then call that a gay relationship, and why you may consider yourself or refer to yourself as gay when you are in that specific scenario. And now I'm flipping back on my brain fart, because whilst I do understand that, and obviously like I'm not judging people who do, at the same time what I think is, as somebody who is in a straight passing relationship or straight relationship, I don't call myself straight just because I'm in a straight relationship, right? I still refer to myself as bisexual. And it's not just that I think, you know, like, oh, gay people have it harder and therefore I shouldn't call myself gay. I also don't want to do a disservice to being bisexual and the amazing culture that surrounds bisexuality, because there is a lot of it. This is what I keep saying. I've mentioned this before in videos. I'm sorry if you're getting bored of me saying it. If we look at colours, right? You have yellow and you have blue, and they are two separate colours. And yet, sure, if you mix them together, you get a green. That's one way to look at bisexuality. You're not quite straight, you're not quite gay, you're a part of both, but I don't see bisexuality that way. I see the green as being a colour of its own accord. It's a totally different colour to yellow and blue. And that's what bisexuality is to me. It's something completely different. It's a whole new set of experiences. It's a whole new set of feelings, both good and bad. And it's a whole new set of culture too. And yeah, I get it. Bisexuals seem to claim everything. We're on the route to world domination. What would you expect? But again, it's very different to the gay experience. So yeah, it would be a disservice to being gay and to being bi to mislabel or to like try and blend those labels together. Now here's my super critical side. I do sometimes refer to myself as, or things that I am a part of as gay. And I know I just said that I don't do that and I don't like doing that, but this is why it's a brain fart. What I'm saying is, in terms of the entire community, the LGBT plus community, the amount of times that I've seen it referred to as just being the gay community. Oh, yay, we love gay things. We love the gays. Gay pride. Gays are welcome here. Oh, how gay is this? In like a very positive way when you see a rainbow or something. There are countless ways, especially if you're trying to like meme something, right? Where just using gay seems more easy. And whilst I do occasionally do it, I also appreciate and acknowledge that it's not right. It's quite an outdated practice to call pride gay pride. And whilst it is easier to say gay pride than LGBT plus pride, it's also super erasing. Not just to the bi experience, but to every other experience that's not specifically gay. And I think the fact that, you know, we subconsciously, the word gay has been enshrined to refer to pride altogether contributes as well as to why gay culture in particular seems to really dominate LGBT plus conversations. That probably sounds really dramatic, but I definitely think that there is a huge element of truth to that, and for that reason we shouldn't be doing that. So even though sometimes you may see in the past I have done that, on the off occasion that I do refer to myself as gay or my community as gay, it's not the right thing to do personally to me. There is one other way, I guess, or a context in which I have seen bisexual people refer to themselves as gay, and that tends to be when either somebody initially identified as gay, because sexuality and just labels of identity in general are things that we explore. It takes time. We don't know straight away, right? And sometimes people are like, yeah, I experience attraction to the same gender and therefore I am gay. But then later down the line they might find someone of the opposite gender that they find attractive and sort of like make an exception, huge quote marks there, right, for one specific person. They're like, oh, I'm gay except for this one person. I also see, you know, like if for 40 years of your life you've been referring to yourself as gay and now you're in a relationship with someone else, you don't feel like you want to change that label because you feel like you've been part of a specific community for so long you don't want to leave that. I do totally get that, but also, just putting out there, I do also think that as well-intentioned as that might be, that is bi erasure, and I don't think that's like a fantastic thing to do. And the reason that I say that is because I don't think it works in all contexts, and I think in some ways it can be really unfair, no, that's the wrong word, invalidating to other people's experiences. So if you're a man and you constantly say, I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm gay, but then you have some form of romantic or sexual attraction to a woman, but then you're still going out and saying, no, I'm gay, what does that mean for that woman? Like, I feel like it invalidates that woman's identity, and it doesn't sort of like give the greatest amount of respect to the relationship that you're currently in. And the way that I see that being like the most harmful, and perhaps I'm just hyper aware of it because it's something that's used against me being with a trans man, is that people say, oh yeah, your sexual orientation is one way because they don't see Jamie as the man that he is, which is just transphobic. So perhaps that's why I'm like super, no, we have to think about not invalidating our partner's identities too. But I also just think that's the right thing to do, you know? Sometimes it can come from a place of fear, like straight people or people who used to be straight and only be attracted to other people may find only one specific person who is of the same gender that they love and form an attraction with, and they're like, oh no, I'm not gay because I'm only gay for you. The fact is that you're still feeling an attraction to another gender, and therefore that does kind of change your sexuality label. We shouldn't be so scared of change. We grow as people, we don't stay the same age, we change fashion choices all the time. I just think we need to decrease the stigma a little bit about changing. Final thing that I'll say on the matter that makes me, again, personally not like the idea of calling myself gay or being referred to as gay, and this is a brain fart in itself, there comes a point where when we use labels, the very you do you part of me says labels don't hurt anyone. If you want to refer to yourself in a specific way, do it. Like, that's fine. If you're technically bisexual in the sense that you have attraction to multiple genders, but you want to refer to yourself as gay, who are you hurting by doing that? But then the other part of me is also saying, well, if we define like hurt and harm, does it possibly harm the communities? Because if we start not paying attention to the true meanings of what labels mean, does that make labels redundant? And whilst I love the idea of living in a label-less society, it's just not pragmatic to think that we can possibly possibly do that now, or I think ever. People will always categorize people. It's the inherent role of prejudice. We find people who are similar to us and we automatically feel a safety and level of connection to the people who are more similar than dissimilar. And until that changes, which I don't think it will, because it's like an instinctual thing that we do as people, labels are always going to be around. We need to learn how to work with the labels that we have, because the harm, I guess, that could come from that is that we confuse greater society because we're not even understanding ourselves or coming to an agreement ourselves with what certain things mean. That leads to a lack of accepting. That could also set back rights on just making more accommodating societies and reducing discrimination. And I totally accept that it's not up to you, LGBT plus person, to make it easier for bigots or people who are discriminatory to understand, but it does make it easier when we use the right labels. So there you go. Ooh, I'm worried that this video's been a bit shady. I don't mean for it to have been shady. Those are just my personal reasons as to why I don't like as a bisexual being referred to as gay and why I won't do it. If there are other reasons that you can think of, please do feel free to share them downstairs in the comment section. That's it from me for today. At the end of the day, you have to do what's right for you. But I also think that doing what's right for you means being true to yourself as well. If you enjoyed this video, do give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll see you next time with another video. Be kind and have a great day. Bye!